Folks, this is the AM News. Let's get into the details. After 7 long years and countless hours of enduring traffic congestion at Flower Port, relief has finally arrived. President Akufo-Addo commissioned the Flower Port interchange, an 802-meter dual carriageway constructed at a cost of 147 million Ghana cedis. The project, which connects East Legon, Spintex and its environs, is set to ease the daily traffic that commuters struggle with. Speaking at the event, President Akufo-Addo emphasized that his government's commitment to Ghanaians goes beyond rhetoric. There's more in this report.
The newly commissioned Flower Port interchange features an 802-meter dual carriageway viaduct with asphaltic concrete surfacing, a 140-meter ramp from Shashi onto the viaduct towards Airport Hills, and an 80-meter ramp connecting the viaduct to the motorway towards Tema. Speaking at the ceremony, President Nana Akufo-Addo hailed the interchange as a legacy for the future, emphasizing that it represents a tangible achievement of his government vision for a modern and inclusive Ghana.
These projects represent the scale of our ambition, a commitment to excellence and growth that knows no limits. Beyond interchanges, we have made substantial progress in road improvement projects across the nation. Through asphalt overlays, road rehabilitation and reconstruction, we are creating a safer, smoother, and more efficient transportation network, enhancing riding quality and supporting socio-economic development. Each of these projects underscores our resolve to build an infrastructure network that will uplift every Ghanaian in every corner of the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Flower Port interchange is a legacy for future generations. I call on the Ministry of Roads and Highways.
The Minister for Roads and Highways, Asensu Boachi, highlighted the significance of the interchange in improving road infrastructure across the country.
The Flower Port interchange is therefore a comprehensive solution to these long-standing traffic challenges, providing relief from congestion that has plagued this location for years. With this infrastructure, Mr. President, we mark another significant milestone in the government's commitment to improving road infrastructure across the country.
Greater Accra Regional Minister Titus Glover appealed to the Lejokuku Municipal Assembly to ensure the stretch remains free of unauthorized trading activities, urging strict enforcement to preserve the road's functionality.
In this light, I would like to urge the municipal assemblies, particularly Lejokuku and Ayawaso West Wogon, under whose jurisdiction this interchange falls, to ensure that this area is kept clean. Additionally, I don't want to see kiosks, and the chief executive should listen to me. We don't want to see kiosk containers littered all over there. It will destroy the beauty of this edifice that we all witness and commission today.
Residents in the area expressed excitement about the project's completion. Many lauded the interchange as a game changer for easing traffic and improving travel times.
One of our children are going to school with a lot of a problem, but I think everything has been done today.
First of all, we thank God, to Almighty God, for what He has done for Ghana and Flower Port. Well, those days, at first, it wasn't easy at all. But now, per what they have done, we are very happy. We appreciate the government very well.
Reporting for Joy News, Collins Frimpong.
Now let's get into our election headquarters, which is brought to you in association with Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams, Chopbox Technology, a convenient service, German Ozone Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty. CIMA, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, and AICPA, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, Youth Bridge Foundation, Bridging Gaps for Positive Youth Development, Syntex Tanks, a strong, a tough. Potential Real Estate, your trusted partner in real estate, the Luxy Paints Mu champion. Now, from our election headquarters this morning, the NDC says it will petition the Inspector General of Police on fears of a ploy to rig the 2024 general elections. Speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, the party also raised concerns about the safety of citizens, calling on the IGP to ensure no life is lost to the elections. There's more in this report.
The newly commissioned Flowerpot interchange features an 802-meter dual carriageway viaduct. The National Democratic Congress, at a press conference on Tuesday, raised some concerns bordering on a number of issues in relation to the 2024 general elections. Key amongst them is the fear of a plot to rig the elections. Communications Officer of the party, Sami Jemfi, alleges that the NPP has employed the services of a military official to help them rig the election.
Take charge of a well-crafted scheme that has been designed by the NPP to rig the upcoming elections, particularly in the Ashanti region. Through ballot stuffing, swapping of ballot boxes, swapping of pink sheets, and other clandestine activities, starting with a special voting exercise scheduled for December 2nd of this year.
Although he failed to provide evidence to this when he was pushed by the media, he said the party has enough intelligence in its possession to back the claim. He adds that they will in the coming days petition the Inspector General of Police to investigate the matter.
We will be petitioning the IGP because he's the chairman of the Election Security Task Force. We will also be drawing the attention of the CDS to these developments officially, but not just him. Our external developmental partners will also be notified. And so the observers will be notified, the foreign missions will be notified.
But Communications Director of the New Patriotic Party, Richard Ahiagba, has refuted the allegations, insisting no military official has been employed to rig the elections in favor of the NPP.
Well, the specific answer to your question is no. He is not working with the New Patriotic Party. He's not part of our campaign. And so, therefore, we have not contracted him to do any such job that the NDC is crying about.
On the safety of citizens during the elections, the NDC says the IGP and the Ghana Police Service must ensure that no life is lost in the process.
Elections are about counting heads and not cutting heads. No single person in Ghana must lose their life because of an election. Because this is about the people's free will to decide for themselves those they deem fit to lead them. The IGP owes a duty to the people of Ghana to be fair and fair-minded to ensure peace during and after the December 7th elections. In this regard, we in the NDC assure him of our fullest cooperation.
The party is hopeful that their concerns will be addressed ahead of the elections. James Savage's report for Joy News.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Dwaboso, who doubles as ranking member on Health Committee of Parliament, Kwabena Mintah Akando, has accused the Electoral Commission of manipulating the electoral processes in the Dwaboso constituency in support of the NPP candidate. Mr. Akando questions the EC's decision to change a long-serving presiding officer of the commission in the area in less than a month to the elections.
The sudden and unexplained transfer of the district electoral officer in this critical period, that is 1 month to the 2024 general election, is not just suspicious, it is strategic. In her place, a hand-picked replacement by Dr. Osman Asari, Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, has taken over and immediately began appointing known MPP delegates as polling offices. Let them hear us clearly. No amount of rigging, no number of planted polling offices, and no manipulation by the EC can save them from the inevitable defeat that awaits them.
NDC running mate Professor J. Nano Pukwajiman has criticized the NPP for prioritizing development in areas perceived as their strongholds, contrasting this with the NDC's approach of ensuring equal development nationwide, regardless of voting pattern. She noted that non-NPP parliamentarians face challenges due to this bias, but emphasized that it will not deter them from pursuing the people's agenda. Professor Pukwajiman made these remarks during a courtesy call on the Wala overlord Naf Husseini Seidu Perpio, as reported by Joy News Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam.
Before a meeting with the Wala overlord, Professor Nana Jane Ajiman was met on arrival at the Wa airport by sea of supporters of the NDC. The NDC faithful marched up at the Wa airport 2 clear hours before the arrival of Professor Jane Nano Pukwajiman on a commercial flight, led by the party's regional chairman, Abdul Nasser Sani Bunas, and Wa Central Member of Parliament, Dr. Rosita Sampirpu, who is seeking re-election. The supporters, dressed in the party paraphernalia, dance to party songs being played on loud sound systems whilst waiting for her arrival. Professor Jane Pukwajiman was accompanied on the tour by some stalwarts of the party, including former Health Minister Alex Sebefia. The NDC running mate then rolled out of the Wa airport and headed to the One House Palace, where she paid a courtesy call on the overlord of the Wala traditional area, Naf Husseini Seidu Perpio IV. Spokesperson of the Wala overlord, Jimpen Nakadir Ibrahim, recalled some few requests that they penciled for John Dramani Mahama on his recent visit to the palace.
To his surprise, just 2 weeks ago, he learned that a number of districts and municipalities in the country had benefited or are to benefit from the elevations to different statuses, much to the neglect of the one municipality. And His Majesty says that a future NDC government should consider doing this for us as one of the first things that you will do, even if on the 8th of January 2025, he wakes up to the news that the one municipality is elevated to a metropolitan.
Coupled with the NDC's track record and good policies on their manifesto, the party will return to power.
And that is that unlike the NDC, that takes care of everybody, our opponents don't necessarily do so. They have already told us about people who don't vote for them and for which reason they don't pay attention to them. So what this means is that our PCs have suffered for 8 years. It means that whatever they could have done has been denied them because they voted for the NDC. This will not stop any of them or any of us from voting for a government that brings interventions such as the road you have requested for everybody's benefit.
Some supporters of the NDC asserted that due to the failed promises of the MPP, coupled with the NDC's track record and good policies on their manifesto, the party will return to power.
You see, the current hardship in the country is mouth-watering. Things prices are skyrocketing, so the good people of Upper West are very convinced that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama with the MP of West Central and the 11 constituency, we are going to win them hands down.
But I want to use this opportunity to appeal to the good people of the Upper West region. Let's have hope in President John Dramani Mahama. Inshallah, I am aware that by 8th of December, midnight, President Mahama will be declared President of the Republic of Ghana. And the one municipal will be elevated to what? Metropolitan.
For the next 2 days, Professor Jane Nano Pukwajiman will be visiting some constituencies in the Upper West region. Key among them is the Central West constituency, where she is a household name. Professor Nana Jane Opukwajman spent a better life of her research time in that constituency, and many people in that constituency knows her very well. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam.
Away from our election headquarters, some health experts from the University of Cape Coast Hospital have called for regular eye screenings for residents in deprived communities to address the rising cases of glaucoma. The call was made during a community eye screening exercise at Sechere Krobo in the Wassa East District of the Western Region. There's more in this report.
An optometrist with the University of Cape Coast Hospital, Dr. Obed Amwa Smith, has called for regular eye screening for residents in deprived communities. Speaking during a community eye screening at Sechere Krobo in the Wassa East District, an event organized by the Daniel Obisi Foundation, the specialist emphasized the importance of early detection and treatment.
All right, so we've seen a lot of cases the whole of the day and the whole of this exercise. We've seen a lot of blind people, mainly from cataract. There were a lot of glaucoma suspects as well, and then a lot of cornea issues. So cornea is a black part of the eye. Some came with scars on the cornea. And when there's a scar on the cornea like that, it means light will not penetrate the eye and get to the retina, the inner part of the eye, for you to be able to see. So these are some of the cases we saw. A lot of refractive error as well, and a lot of allergic conjunctivitis, that's itching. So a lot of them came with complaints of itching and all that. So these are some of the cases we've seen so far. So my plea will be to the government, Ghana Health Service, the District Health Directorate, to at least consider setting up an eye clinic at the Ahmadiyya Hospital. It's just close by. It's just, I think, the next two towns from this place. This place is Sechere Krobo, and the hospital is just close by. At least they should have an eye clinic there, post-eye care professionals there, so that when the inhabitants have an eye problem, they can easily access quality eye care and prevent complications from arising, which will lead to what? A reduction in vision or blindness.
The president of the Daniel Obisi Foundation, Mrs. Elizabeth Obisi, explained the rationale behind the gesture.
A medical outreach organized by the Daniel Obisi Foundation. A man who was called to glory in May 2021. So this foundation was established in his memory. We have 5 objectives, but key amongst them is provision of scholarship, ICT training, and then medical outreach to aid the poor and vulnerable communities. So today, the foundation decided to visit Sechere Krobo, a community in Western East District. Yes, so we are here to provide healthcare service to the community in support of government efforts. We know that government alone cannot shoulder all these responsibilities. We are not a political party. We are a non-governmental organization, I would say a charity organization. So we are just here to complement government efforts.
The assembly member for the Sechere Krobo area, Honorable Samuel Asma, expressed gratitude and appeal for support for the CHIPS compound in the area.
The Asante Kingdom and the Republic of Seychelles hosted a 2-week exhibition titled The King in Exile, a photographic journey through Ashanti history and heritage, marking 100 years since the reign of King Prempeh I and celebrating Yasantue's resilience. Held at the Seychelles National Library, the event featured archival photographs and narratives highlighting King Prempeh I's journey and legacy. And as part of the celebrations, Seychelles President Wavel Ramkalawan will visit Ghana on November 20th, that is today, and he recently spoke with Loishala Adeyemi in Seychelles. Here's more.
Speaking about tradition, how are we going to be merging Seychelles? Because we are here, we've seen how Seychelles works. It's amazing when it comes to tourism. Also, Ghana, we respect tourism. How are we going to merge that as well?
Well, if we can see how these exchanges can be done, I guess the doors are open for Ghanaian tourists to come to Seychelles, and with the setting up of the museum, maybe this will be further reasons for Ghanaians to come to Seychelles, and why not with the culture department, because King Prempeh was exiled in Seychelles. So for the culture department to be able to organize tourism trips to Ashanti, to go back and see from where King Prempeh was, what the tradition is all about, and maybe through that we will also identify further elements that will bring us together.
And finally, you'll be coming to Ghana late November. What are your expectations when you come to Ghana?
Well, it'll be the first visit, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a state visit, but at the same time, the commemoration of the centenary since King Prempeh returned to Ghana. I'm all excited about the visit, and just make sure it's a good one.
Yes, it'll be a good one. Thank you, sir.
Let's do some business stories. The World Bank has revealed that it is engaging its key partners over happenings at Development Bank Ghana. This follows allegations by Imani Vice President Bryce Simmons that funds allocated to the institution by its partners had not been utilized well. There's more in this report.
The World Bank, in a statement issued today, maintained that it takes issues about business relationships and trust very seriously, hence the decision to adopt this posture on this issue. It went ahead in the statement issued to add that it has been made aware of the allegations surrounding the operations of the Development Bank, and it's seriously looking into the issues raised. The World Bank is one of the key partners that played an instrumental role in the establishment of the Development Bank Ghana when it comes to financing as well as the required technical support. The World Bank therefore maintains that it takes these issues very serious and will move to get some clarity on the issue. The Vice President of Imani Ghana, Bryce Simmons, last month in a detailed report alleged that the Development Bank Ghana had misused funds given to them by the development partners like World Bank. Mr. Simons also alleged that Development Bank had failed to carry out needed audits on some critical projects. But the Development Bank in a statement rejected all these allegations, insisting it has carried out its operation in the best international practice.
In other stories, the National Insurance Commission says it has taken steps to establish a new framework for calculating insurance penetration in the country to reflect the true coverage rate. According to the NIC, it is collecting data on health and pension schemes to complement its life and non-life insurance coverage. Currently, insurance penetration in Ghana is below 1%, a situation some players have described as worrying. Speaking to Joy Business, Acting Commissioner of the NIC, Michael Kofi Ando, said the real penetration rate will be published by end of 2024.
It's something that we've started work on. We need to gather data from the pension sector and from the health insurance sector, but we are measuring the penetration of insurance. The pensions is an aspect of insurance, health insurance is an aspect of insurance. So we need to consolidate all those areas and measure the proper penetration. As it is now, the NIC regulates only life and non-life insurance. So the figures we are calculating are penetration of life and non-life insurance. But to get the proper consolidated view, we need to get data from the health and the pension sector to add. And that is something that we are working on, and we hope to get a better view of where the penetration stands. Well, this is a matter of policy. It's a government policy. It is not a matter of a choice by the NIC. The government has to make that policy, so when that policy is made. But as at now, we regulate only life and non-life. And so that is where we stand. We are still talking to the stakeholders involved to get the data that we need to do the calculation. And so once we get the data, we hope to be able to publish something. Maybe by the end of 2024, we should be able to see what the real penetration looks like.
That ends the AM News Bulletin on the AM show, but let's get right into our news review segment. Dr. Kwame Asante is head for the Center of European Studies at the University of Ghana, as well as Kofi Kapito, Chief Executive Officer of Consumer Protection Agency. They're joining us to review the newspapers. Please stay.